Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a flight from Barbados to Grenada. If you watched the last video, I've done a tutorial about how to start the Dash 8 from cold and dark. Pretty straightforward and simple. And now, as I mentioned in that video, I'm going to show you how to program the FMS and do a full flight from here to Grenada, and hopefully have a nice landing there. Live weather, pretty nice, but you know, we have a cloud covering here and there in the area, but I think it should be a pretty good flight, and it's about 155 nautical miles from here. So let's go ahead and I'll get aboard the aircraft and we'll get things ready to go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start it up really quickly, as you will see. Okay, get all my switches on here, step to the right, all these on, okay, and then right here we're going to get this on right there on arm. I want this on arm. You see right here, I mentioned that in that last video, how that light will stay on if you don't put this on arm. Okay, auto for the AC and that. Alright, so now we are just about ready to start. Let's go ahead now and get the passengers on board. Alright, do that real quick. Just going to set it right here to about maybe about 70%. Cargo will do just some there. Alright, fuel, we'll go up to 60, but that should be plenty enough for this flight. Okay, load the aircraft. Alright, now let's go ahead and get the doors closed. Alright, let them go ahead and close up. And we'll get the aircraft started here. Before we do that, let's go ahead and program the FMS, okay? Now what I'm going to show you here is I already have a flight plan set up right here in the flight planner, okay? So you can see here's Grenada, alright? And we're going to take off from runway 27 straight out. Alright, and we'll get here at this waypoint and go on down. Next waypoint there. And we will line ourselves up with runway 28. Okay? Just right here, and straight on in. It should be a pretty good flight. Pretty simple. Not a whole lot to it. You know, so let's go ahead now and get back to the aircraft and we'll set this stuff up. Okay, so flight plan. Alright. Mod departure right here. Alright. And destination, let's see what that airport was. TGPY. Okay. So let's put that in. TGPY. Enter. Accept. Alright, now let's do the other waypoints. Okay, we got Lido Rockin', okay. Let's do that here. Lido. Alright. Rockin'. Accept. Okay, let's see where else. Alright, these two. Alright, right here. Laval. And Rabat. Alright, you know, so I believe we got ourselves all set up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and enter for this one. Let's take a look how far that's going to be after I take off. All right. Cruising altitude somewhere between 8,000 to 12,000 feet. I'm going to put that right here. Let's put 8,000. Let's not get too crazy, okay? All right, so that should be pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead now, and we will get the aircraft ready to start now. Let's go ahead and feather both of those. And yeah, let's start it up. Engine 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our flight. We would like to bring to your attention
let that turbo prop come to life.
Keep your seatbelt fastened and visible until the seatbelt sign.
All right, now let's go ahead and.
When needed, you can release it as shown here.
We are at 18 now, so let's put this up
and
to
all other
about
electronic
40.
devices to flight mode. Mobile phones and other electronic devices.
As soon as the startup is complete, light's going to go off.
It's illegal to smoke on this flight, including electronic cigarettes. It is also strictly prohibited to
While I'm
smoke
waiting, I can go ahead and set my altitude. I'll put this at
Which are
8,000 for now.
Attempting to
Get
damage
these all on.
is penalized by law. Should there be a loss of
All right, let's get the other engine started.
masks will drop down automatically. Pull the
Engine
nearest
1.
mask, place it over your nose and mouth. Pull the straps to adjust the mask.
At 18, up to 40.
In the event of an emergency evacuation, leave the aircraft following the exit signs and the illuminated path along
And
the
we'll clear these lights.
To ensure quick evacuation,
Warning lights.
please leave behind all
Altimeter is set.
high heels and sharp objects. You will find your
Gust
life vest
bar
in
lock.
your seat. Taking
Active.
a life jacket from the plane is penalized by law.
And I'm going to just go ahead and set my flaps now.
Over your head, attach the strap
I usually go quarter, and about for pitch trim, I usually set about 3.5 degrees.
Exit doors are equipped with automatic
That seems to work pretty good.
which the crew will operate in case of an emergency. Before takeoff and landing, please make sure that your window is open, tray table is closed, and your seat back is fully upright. For more information, please refer to the safety card located.
Oh, look.
in the seat pocket.
Air conditioned pack hot. Okay, something I need to do up here. But yeah, right here. I thought I set that. Maybe I did it too quick. And then it lights off, you see? Okay. Alright, so heading. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and set the heading right now. We're going to be at 272 roughly after we take off. So let's go ahead and just get that set up right now. Okay, so 272 degrees. Okay, so I wanted to use that as well. Alright, and I'm going to show you now also an important part of this aircraft. It's going to be right here. Okay, so when you want to go to NAV, you have to press this auxiliary button twice, and this will switch over to NAV. That's important. If you don't do that right, it's not going to follow it correctly. And you can think something's going wrong with the aircraft, but it's not. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and release the parking brake. And I'm just going to kind of go out to the right. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and enter the runway right here because that is plenty enough room to take off with this aircraft. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that turn right here. Just going to go ahead and ease right on to the runway. Yeah, it can get up really quick. All right, so let's stop right here and make sure my Gust bar is inactive. Both levers up. Confirm flap. Pitch. Okay, make sure this is right. If you release the gust bar and you don't check the elevator, it will stay down. Alright, so we are good. So that is it. Prepare for departure. Alright, now let's go ahead and release the parking brake, and it should get up pretty quickly. Right a little past 100. I'll go ahead and rotate right about now. Alright. Probably could have went at 3.5 or something degrees. Gear up. Alright. Keep climbing a little bit. Alright, now we're going to go ahead, let's see, well, let's get to at least 1,000 first. Alright, now let's go ahead and hit the autopilot and heading. And I'm going to continue climbing up about 1,800 feet. Now, if you remember, I had it set at 272. And that's what it was here. 272. Check out this scene here. Look at this. Alright, let's take a look at the EFB and make sure we are heading like I want to. Alito, going straight forward. I didn't set the flight plan up in the EFB. I could have, but I didn't do that. I mean, we got like 4 waypoints here. It should be a pretty straightforward flight. Alright, so now I'm going to do something here. Okay, I'm going to disengage heading, and I'm going to press this twice. You see how this switch? You got to press this auxiliary twice and then hit nav. And now it's going to follow that nav on the course. And also, let me get ready to throttle back just a little bit. It's going to follow that course perfectly. Just perfectly. I'll guarantee. Okay, so now let's see. Everything else is good. Let's set this to, which I believe this is climb. I think right there, that's cruise. I'm not sure. I'm not really too familiar with that, but I'm thinking that's what that is. Alright, so now you can see we're approaching the first waypoint shortly. But let's go ahead and we'll keep on climbing. Let's climb up all the way to 8,000. I'm doing 1,800. That's not bad. The speed looks okay. I don't think it's going to get too high. So let's take a look. We're going to hit Alito very shortly. Wave by to Barbados. Alright, let's get our flaps up now, which I probably should have retracted long ago, but you know, you kind of forget things. Alright, but I'm not going too fast. That shouldn't hurt anything. Alright, so you notice we're doing that turn now towards the second waypoint. Alright, and we're already at 6,000 feet. Alright, let's see. So you can see we have about 70 miles, you know, after the next waypoint. So, which is over here. here this way. I'm headed straight forward, but I think it's that down that way. I can, like I said, I can just quickly put it in here, but I'm not going to bother. I'm confident it's going to just hold its course just fine. All right, so I'm coming up on 8,000 feet, and I think, you know, I might go a little bit higher. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to maybe 10 or 12. So I'm already at 8,000. Alright, so, I mean, I think it's going to be straightforward from this point, and I will come back as I get ready to do my approach. Okay, so we just passed the halfway point, that waypoint right there, rocking, and now we are heading on over to Laval. Okay, and I'm at flight level 122, and it's going pretty good. Flight has been absolutely perfect. Just cruising pretty good. And we will continue making our way over to Grenada. Okay, so we are about to start our descent into Grenada, and I wanted to mention in that halfway update, that cruise level, that I did set, obviously I did set this EFB up so you can better see the course, you know, and it's been perfect. It's been right on it, and it took all of maybe 30 seconds to put these in here, a minute or something, you know, and so yeah, so I did set it up, and you can see where we're at right here, in between these two waypoints, and I'm going to go ahead and start descending from 12,000 feet, and I've been at 3/4 throttle, basically the whole way here, which is perfect for this plane. You don't have to worry about it, you know, overspeeding or anything like that at 3/4 throttle. But now when I start my descent, I'm going to have to back off some. Kind of slow down a little bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and we will get this aircraft descending. We will do maybe about 1,200 feet a minute. And we'll see if we can get to about 3,000. I put 3,000 in right here, and I did update this. Originally I put 8,000, but I put 12. So descend 3,000, maybe 1,500 will be about right for that. So we'll see how it goes. I might have to increase the rate of descent some, but I think it's going to be okay. We're kind of approaching up on that pretty quick. So let's go ahead. Let's increase it now. It's okay if we get too low. I just don't want to be too high at that point. Make sure my speed's not going to change too much since I'm doing 2,000 feet a minute here. I'll probably slow down just a little bit more. But it looks like it's going okay. And it's a bit cloudy around the area, as you can see, but it shouldn't be too bad. This is, I mean, I've been trying to do a VFR flight here, and it kind of hasn't been too much because I've been above the clouds a little ways. All right, so let's see. So we're down to 9,000 feet. So this rate of descent seems to be pretty good. Not going bad. I think I could be at about 3,000 when I get there. But just in case, let's probably slow down just a little bit more. And so what we're going to do is once we reach here, we're just going to follow it straight in, straight in. Should be no problem. Might get some good views too coming in from the south here. All right, but we will see. So coming down to 7,000 feet right now. I hadn't noticed any ships or boats below yet. I'll just put it to the second page here. But I don't think I'm going to have any visibility issues landing there. I don't think so. I don't think so. We're going to be on runway 28 though. So let's go ahead and let's update that with this. Yeah. Runway 28, but I'm not going to do this approach unless I need to. If I have to do an approach, I'm not going to be able to. I'm probably going to have to come back around.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are close to landing at the destination airport. Ensure the window is open, the tray table is closed, and the seat back is fully upright. Stow the footrest, video screen, and headset, fasten and adjust the seat.
All right, they made the announcement, and we are coming on into Grenada. So we are at 4,000 feet, so yeah, that's not going to be no problem. We're gonna back off this rate a little bit. We'll be at 3,000 feet easily. We're almost there now. Let it slow down just a little bit. But I can also reduce my speed some. Okay. If I have visibility issues, I will have to go around, but I don't think I will. I mean, you can see ahead, and I can see pretty good. And while we're thinking about, let's still get our landing lights on. Approaching Grenada. Cool livery too. Caribbean Airline. I've never even heard of this airline. So I saw this livery. I was like, well, you know what? I was like, where does it fly out of? And I saw the Caribbean Airline. I was like, okay, that's good to know. I know I did the startup tutorial with the Caribbean Sun livery. Okay, we're going to hold the altitude right here. And so we, no, but what is that, about 2,200 feet or something? So I think we're a little bit lower than what I wanted to be, but this is just fine. So let's go ahead now and push those throttles forward a little bit. Just a little bit, but we don't want to go too fast, all right? Because we're leveling out now. I might want to climb a little bit, but I think I'm going to stay right where I'm at. Because I'm almost here, and I'll be right here and try to get down to 1,500 feet. And I don't think we're going to need the EFB. We're going to be doing that turn to the west. very shortly. And let's go up here and we'll change this view up to position so I get a better view. And it should be starting that turn shortly. Let's see. Yeah, really shortly to this next waypoint. And once I get a visual, I could probably go ahead and just fly it on in. Just take the aircraft and fly it on in, but we'll see. I'm not going to do that to kind of towards the last minute. There we go. We're making that turn to the west. This ought to line us up perfectly to the runway. I still don't see the runway yet, though. It's going to be on this far southwest end up here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop down just a little bit, slowly. And I'm going to put in 1 notch of flaps. Back just a little bit. I believe it's right up ahead, right there. I think that's it there. But I want to make sure I got a visual before I try to do anything. A lot of times I end up coming in too high, so we're going to make sure that that doesn't happen right now. Not just with this plane, a lot of planes. I'm always like coming in too high, so I need to, you know, I ought to start setting my VNAV up so I can just kind of come on in almost hands off. I do have a visual. Another notch of flaps. Yeah, right there. Perfect. And this is going to be a nice approach here. Check this out. Alright, we're going to go ahead and drop our landing gear. Get another notch of flaps in. And we're about to hit full flaps. And I think I'm going to go ahead and take the aircraft now. Should just be perfectly fine to fly it right on in. As long as I watch my speed. That should be fine. That's okay. I don't need to change that too much. We are still a bit high, so let's get it lower now. As I expected, it is a really pretty approach out here. I've never came in on this side here. But I'm actually pushing the trim down a little bit now. Still a bit higher than what I want to be. And faster than what I want to be.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Coming in a little bit
10.
fast and kind of steep, huh? Okay, we're going to get some reverses in just a minute.
Welcome to the destination airport. Please keep your seatbelt fastened and don't get up on the seat until the aircraft is completely stopped at the terminal. Don't
Okay, welcome to Grenada. Not too bad of a landing.
Passengers
It'll work for now.
connection to another destination, please go to the airline counter at this airport. Our staff will gladly help you in the process. Captain and crew, we thank you for flying with us. We wish you a happy stay.
Now with this aircraft, a lot of times I make sure that I don't hit those reverses too soon. You better push forward on the yoke, you know, or you can kind of hit this gust lock, you know, right when you land. That way, you know, it'll pull that elevator down, so you know when you hit your reverses, you won't nose up. That's important. Is it still in auto position? Oh no, it's fine. So there you go. As you can see, hey, this is really a pretty decent little aircraft, you know, and I think it's very well worth the money. It works, you know, everything kind of works. You know, I'm going to do an IFR flight too. I'll do that too on video. We'll try one of those. Man, that was a downwind landing, huh? Check this out. I better start listening to that ATIS. I better start checking things out. That definitely should have came in on the other runway. That looks like a pretty stiff wind. We're just going to kind of pull right over here on the side and land. I mean, and park. All right. Gotta watch when it taxis. It'll kind of get away from you if you're not careful. And when I depart from here on the return trip, I can always, you know, push back. All right, now shutdown. Very simple. Engine 2, cut off. 3, cut off. Parking brake set. And you're going to see these engines start cutting off. Here you go. Get these doors open right here. 1, 2. They both lit up. Alright, so there you have it. I hope you all enjoyed the flight. I will do another video with this aircraft. We'll try an IFR flight or something like that. Got my landing lights on still, which are pretty nice at night. Okay. Alright, so thanks for watching. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.